several years of being slaves in the land of Egypt, making bricks for Pharaoh, God instructed Moses to lead his people out of bondage and away from their enemies. God instructed Moses to take his people from Egypt, across the Red Sea, and into the wilderness, which was a very dry desert land. After traveling for about a year, they came to the border of Canaan, known as the Promised Land, which God said was to be their new home. There they stopped and made camp for the night. Moses had broken the people into 12 tribes and gave each group a leader. Sometime later, after the people made camp, God speaks to Moses.
Moses.
Yes, my Lord.
Send spies into the land of Canaan, the land I have given to Israel. Send one leader from each of the 12 tribes to search out the land.
Moses followed God's instructions, and he called for the leaders of the 12 tribes. Moses called them by name, one at a time. 2 of these men were Caleb and Joshua. Moses told the 12 men, "You are to become spies and go into Canaan to see what the land is like, whether it is good soil or bad soil for growing crops. Find how many people live there, whether they are good or bad, strong or weak. Bring back samples of crops you have found there. Do not be afraid. God will be with you. Now, go." The 12 spies traveled into the Promised Land and began to search it over. Courtney. Now they were there 40 days and they found good soil, and it was made easy to grow large crops. Since it was the time of the year for grapes, they found many. They picked some to eat and found them to be so good and sweet. They saw many large people, which they called giants. They were all so afraid, except for 2 of the spies named Joshua and Caleb. The spies sneaked some of the grapes away to bring back to Moses to see and to taste. The grapes were so large, it took 2 men to carry them back. Joshua and Caleb told Moses, "We arrived in the Promised Land and saw a great land with rich soil, flowing with milk and honey. Here's some good fruit we have brought back for you to taste. Taste how good and sweet it is. Moses tastes the fruit. And he says, this is very good. Pass them around for all to taste, to see the sweetness of the promised land that God has chosen for us.
Oh my gosh. I'm proud of John, so
Okay. Now 10 of the spies start yelling at Moses that the people living there are many and large giants. We are very frightened, and we cannot and will not go back there again. But Caleb and Joshua disagree with the 10 spies. They told Moses, let us go up at once and take the land, for we are well able to conquer the giants and control this land. One spy said, we cannot go up against these people as big and strong as they are. They will kill us. Another spy says, the land is full of warriors. The people are big. We felt like grasshoppers before them. So all the people start crying and complaining against Moses. They were wanting to start to either stay in the wilderness or return to Egypt. They wanted to elect a new leader to lead them back to Egypt. They said they would rather be slaves again as to die at the hands of these giants. At this time, Moses is all confused, so Moses falls on his face before the Lord. Caleb turns to the people and he says, it's a rich and wonderful country ahead, and the Lord loves us. He will bring us safely into the land and give it to us. Do not fear, the giants of the land will not harm us. But the voice of Caleb came to no good. It was drowned out by those that were complaining. And all of a sudden, God speaks to Moses.
Moses, how long will these people grumble? Will they never learn to believe and trust in me? Even after all the miracles I have done for them, they still do not believe in my promises. I will send punishment upon them and destroy them with a plague, and I will make you into a nation far greater than they are.
At this time, Moses rises up and he pleads with God. Moses answers God and he says, Lord, I plead with you to show your patience and forgive the people of their sins, as a sign of your great love, just as you've done many times before.
All right, I will pardon them as you have asked, but I vow that after all the miracles I have done, the people who still do not trust and obey me will not enter into the promised land.
Moses turns and he speaks to the people, and he tells them, the Lord vows to do to you what you fear. For rebelling against him and me, you will continue to wander 40 more years in the wilderness, before dying here in this dry and barren land. Not a single one of you, 20 years or over, will enter into the promised land. God says, only those who trust and believe in me, Caleb and Joshua, will go into the promised land as old men, along with their families, and live there. The 10 spies cry out to Moses once again. They're saying, here we are. We realize that we have sinned and are not ready to go into the land God has promised us. We will destroy the giants and take the land from them. Moses says, no, it is too late. You must obey the Lord's orders and return to the wilderness. Do not go ahead with your plan into the wilderness, into the promised land. You will surely be crushed and killed by the giants, for the Lord is not with you. You have argued with God, you deserted him, so now he has turned his face from you. But the 10 spies would not listen to Moses, and they decided to go into the promised land anyway. Here's your swords, boys. Here's your swords, boys. Now they go into the promised land anyway. You will soon see it did not work.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Okay. So, that is the end of that. If God's with you, you will do good. If he's not, you see what happened to the 10 spies. Okay, now we're going to do something a little bit different. Today we're going to do what is called a tug of war. All you all come on back here. Rest down. Come on back here. Not yet, Johnny. Not yet, Johnny. Come on back here, kids. Now, years ago in the land of Egypt and other countries, there was a game played in their arenas, and it was called a tug of war. Did y'all know that? Today, we're going to have a tug of war between the believers and the non-believers. Now, the non-believers are the giants. The giants. Come on down, giants, and stand on that side. Giants, come on down.
Trip and fall.
All right. Get the old ones down. We got old giants too.
We're an old family.
All right. Now the believers are those who believe in God. And
Yay!
today we have Caleb and Joshua. Now that's who's going to be fighting. These two against all the giants. Now, who do you think will win the battle? Will it be the big ugly giant? Caleb and Joshua have a secret weapon, but the giants do not know this. They have God on their side. Now Caleb and Joshua know that their God has always been with them through all their tug of wars in life, both great and small. All they have to do is ask Him. Ask God. Now Caleb and Joshua stopped to pray. Now, you giants are mocking them. Y'all don't believe in God. Now Caleb and Joshua have now asked God to help them and to protect them. They know that God is always with them in all their struggles of life. Now, who do you think will win this battle now? The giants or Caleb and Joshua? Caleb and Joshua! But there's only two of them. Who's stronger? God. You have to believe him though, right? Yeah. Do the giants know this? No. They don't believe it. So who do you think's going to win? Get across that line, giants. Okay. We're about to find out. So Joshua and Caleb pick up your end of the road. Giants pick up your end of the road. Now, when I say go, the first ones that cross that line is the loser. Now you all root for me. You all yell for who's wrong. Okay?
Get up for the Giants?
So,
come on, the Giants! Yeah!
What about Caleb and Joshua? What about their leader, God? Okay, now we're about to find out. Now this is going to prove if God is with them or not. Are you ready? Yeah. All right. Y'all want to tell them? Go! All right, y'all give them a big hand.